Another Frontier Conference matchup here in the Armory tonight. On Saturday, Bellevue, the visiting team, coming in at 7-8 with a 3-7 Frontier Conference record, traveling to face the Bismarck State College Mystics with a 2-12 record, 2-8 in the Frontier Conference. BSC is coached by Jason Harris, the athletic director here as of January 1st. And on the other end, Bellevue, coached by James Benford, who is serving as the interim head coach in his first season at the head of this program, after taking over midseason around November. I'm Isaiah Johnson on the color commentary, joined by Kyler Olson, as always, for your play-by-play.
Yeah, Mystics welcome in the Bellevue Bruins programs in tonight. The Bellevue women coming in with a 7-8 overall record, 3-7 in conference. So kind of a lot like the BSC Mystics women's team. Kind of struggling to find some of those wins. Hopefully the Mystics can shoot the three ball well tonight, as they're known to do, and get a win. The Bellevue Bruins come in with a 5-3 at home record, but 2-5 on the road. So we'll see if those road struggles that they've been experiencing this season continue. They started the season strong, but have struggled in the Frontier Conference. They did get a 71-69 win at Dickinson State last night. So we will see if the Mystics can grab a win tonight at home.
And welcome to the Bismarck State Armory on the beautiful campus of Bismarck State College. Tonight, your Bismarck State Mystics women's basketball team will host the Bellevue University Bruins. On behalf of the president of Bismarck State College, Dr. Dan Lengang, and the rest of the Bismarck State family, we would like to welcome you to tonight's basketball game. Bismarck State College welcomes all student athletes, officials, and spectators to tonight's contest. As a member of the NAIA and the Frontier Conference, we are committed to the true spirit of competition and being champions of character, demonstrated through 5 core character values, which are respect, integrity, responsibility, servant leadership, and sportsmanship. We ask everyone in attendance today to abide by these values and create a positive environment in which our student athletes may compete, our officials may work, and you, the spectator, may enjoy. At this time, please rise, remove all headgear, and place your right hand over your heart as we honor this great nation and our troops, past and present, with the playing of our national anthem. Your officials for today's game are Corey Polum, Alex Clever, and Ryan Weiser. The Mystics would like to thank Sanford Orthopedics and Sports Medicine for providing sports medicine coverage for tonight's match. With us tonight is athletic trainer Andrew Lullum. Thank you, Sanford Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. Now it's time for the starting lineups. First, for your visitors on the scoreboard, the Bruins. Starting at a forward, 5'11" junior from Lime Springs, Iowa, number 4, Joy Barron. At the point guard, 5'8" junior from Victorville, California, number 5, Carolyn Ellison. At a forward, 5'11" junior from Omaha, Nebraska, number 15, Zakiah Mohammed. At a guard, 5'6" sophomore from La Vista, Nebraska, number 23, Drew Zuha. And at a guard, 5'8" junior from Moreno Valley, California, number 24, Dre Kylis. Head coach for the Bruins is James Benford, assisted by Alex Boji. And now let's make some noise for your Bismarck State College Mystics. Starting at a guard, 5'4" junior from Mandan, North Dakota, number 1, Piper Harris. At a guard, 5'10" sophomore from Bismarck, North Dakota, number 15, Aaliyah McPherson. At a forward, 5'10" freshman from Willow City, North Dakota, number 20, Ashley Martindam. At a guard, 5'7" senior from Mandan, North Dakota, number 23, Kennedy Stormer. And at a forward, 5'10" junior from Spirit Lake, North Dakota, number 25, Anna Lawrence. Bismarck State College head coach is Jason Harris and is assisted by Courtney Olson.
Both teams maybe not having the season that they wanted exactly so far, but there have been some high points for sure, as Bellevue did manage back-to-back wins against Valley City and Mayville, so they have had some success in this state. And meanwhile, Bismarck State seemed like a completely different team at home versus on the road, which is where Bellevue has struggled. So the Mystics in their comfort zone, Bellevue maybe not so as much. So we'll see how these different comforts at home or away play into this matchup. But so far the Mystics have been going toe-to-toe against some of the best teams in the nation in this building.
This women's team last night absolutely suffocated by Dakota State from start to finish. I would predict that Bellevue does not play much of that style, so hopefully a plus for the Mystics tonight as they begin the game with a nice defensive possession. We'll see if they can turn into points as Aaliyah lets one fly early. Misses everything. Maybe that was a pass. Ashley Martindam starts the game off with the bucket. Ashley Martindam, a 5'10" freshman from Willow City, North Dakota. And we do want to give a shout out to one of our BSC fans, stopped by the desk before the game tonight and informed us where Willow City is on the map. So,
yeah, it's maybe in the northern part of the state, kind of central. So just go about 2.5 hours up from Bismarck and you'll maybe see it there. About 150 population. So shout out to Willow City.
The only thing I know about that said it's right by Rugby. I do know Bill Jansen, Coach Bill Jansen up in Rugby, one of the best coaches in the state. It's about all I know about Rugby other than the geographical, I'm going to say that word right, center of North America as well.
Yeah.
For my geography fans out there. Back to the action, got a tied 2-2 ball game. Mystics playing some stifling defense, already giving Bellevue some issues, which is great to see early on here. Kind of given the vibes that they had to experience themselves last night. And the ball will go back to the Mystics.
It looks like there's not so much a focus on this full court press from this Bellevue Bruins team. And that's what we've seen from the last few Mystics opponent is press the Mystics and make it really hard for them to even just get the ball down the floor. So far, that's not been the plan.
You give Kennedy Stormer a few inches to work with, and she's going to make you pay. Kennedy Stormer from three-point land, bang. Great to see early on here as well.
Man, you called that one before it even hit the net. You knew it was going in. It looked good from here all the way.
I mean, you can be up in Stormer's face 4 feet behind the line, and she's still going to ponder it. She gets the basket, and much like she wanted to do constantly last night, looking for contact, gets that contact. We'll see if she can capitalize on some free throws here.
Yeah, Stormer was a big reason why the Mystics were able to go toe-to-toe against one of the best teams in the nation, Dakota State, ranked number 4 entering that game. After the first quarter, the Mystics were only outscored by 2 points over the final 3 quarters. They really matched the intensity of Dakota State and showed they can compete. And Stormer was a big reason why. She had 25 in that matchup.
Stormer had a lot of frustrations last night, and it wasn't due to her lack of ability, but she was suffocated all night long by the Trojans' defense last night, and already you can see some comfort level, and her aggression will not stop. But this Bellevue Bruins team already guarding her a lot different, and I think that's going to pay off for her a lot tonight. So hopefully Kennedy Stormer can load up the stat sheet tonight, and the Mystics can work their way to a big win. There's, again, some good defense from the Mystics. It's no disrespect to Bellevue, but they're a lot more calm watching basketball than Dakota State was last night. We had to catch our breath a few times last night.
That game was unreal. A total of 46 turnovers in that one, 27 from the Mystics and 19 from Dakota State. That's the way Dakota State plays. They force a lot of turnovers. They tend to turn the ball over quite a bit too. So that was absolutely raucous pace. Bellevue not going as much with the full court press. So we might have a little bit more of a relaxed game. My breathing, my blood pressure is regulated so far, but who knows?
Marta Dam, Piper Harris, and Kennedy Stormer, I feel like we'll have great games tonight after what they had to experience last night. As Marta Dam gets to the basket, doesn't pick up a shooting foul, but the ball will stay with the Mystics. Lawrence getting the ball down low quickly. Thought about kicking it out to Piper Harris, but finds a basket herself. Great to see Lawrence getting active down low to start this one. And the Mystics looking good in many aspects of a basketball game already here. So we have Caroline Ellison, a 5'8" junior from Victorville, California, gets to the bucket for the Bruins. Marta Dam misses from three, and back come the Bruins offense. Post-up play. Maybe a little height on Lawrence, but size advantage to Lawrence. Again, giving him a little bit of space. Looks like Lawrence is going to let her have that three ball. And Zakiya Mohammed hits from three. Got a lot of space to work with from Lawrence. I have a feeling Lawrence will guard her a little differently next time.
Yeah, I mean, Lawrence herself will take any three she can, so they might have to take each other on the perimeter as well. Mohammed having an excellent start to the game with that three ball. She's been a presence down low, even if the score hasn't reflected that. So far, she averages 10.7 per game, and that's kind of the average of the top two players of Barron and Mohammed. They lead their team in points per game with around 10, 11.
Piper Harris from three, off the rim. And Joy Barron, once again, picks up a rebound. A name we'll likely hear quite a bit based on some stats this season. And Marta Dam already guarding a little differently here. Again, Zakiya Mohammed looks like they're post players, so maybe that's why Lawrence is giving her a little space, and that space has decreased quickly. Mohammed gets the basket for a really tough one. Coach Jason Harris begging for a travel call, but Zakiya will go to the line for an old-fashioned three-point play opportunity.
Yeah, we've seen the Mystics send a lot of double teams on Mohammed right now. As she's been able to stand ahead above of most of the Mystics players. She's at 5'11" with enough physicality to get it done at the rim. And so I'm guessing we'll continue to see more of that. The Mystics like to play a zone defense, 2-3. And so they've been sending a player on the edge down low to come over and double team Mohammed.
Marta Dam liked the look she got from Lawrence, and then Lawrence kind of crept her way to the free throw line, and Marta Dam threw the ball into a space that was no longer occupied. Tough communication there offensively for the Mystics. Again, Mohammed definitely has some height, but Lawrence has the size advantage. We'll see what kind of post play matchup we get tonight. There's another offensive foul called on this Bruins team.
Foul on number 24, Kylis, her second. Checking in for the Mystics.
We get a timeout and a few new players entering the court with just under 5 remaining in this first quarter. Bruins up 12-9.
Dakota and Downhauer enter the game for the Mystics. Dakota, a big spark off the bench. given that she can really get to the rim, penetrate, and also grab some rebounds. And Downhauer always a three-point threat. That is her preferred shot. And the Mystics have gotten some good looks already through this Bellevue defense.
Lawrence posting up early in the lane. Nice little turnaround and off the glass. And Lawrence with a nice finish at the basket. Cuts this lead to 1 early on here.
I'm sure Coach Harris would love to see more of that from Lawrence, who last night scored 15, but all 5 of those shots that she made were from the three-point line. So if she can be more of a threat down low too, that'll help stretch out this defense of the Bruins.
Mystics already with some really nice help defense. Travel should be called here. Little toe drag. And the Bruins already with several turnovers. Shouldn't say turnovers, several fouls, only 2 turnovers. Feels like the ball's gone back to the Mystics a few more times than that early on here. Again, Lawrence getting the ball top of the key. Leah McPherson pass up a 3, back out to Lawrence for 3 and off the rim. And the track meet heads back the other direction. Again, Mystics having some really nice help defense tonight. Some of their help defense last night was leaving a lot of other players wide open, which kind of contributed to some three-point shooting from Dakota State. So we'll see what kind of defensive adjustments BSC makes tonight based on what they experienced 24 hours ago. And a nice little side screen backdoor cut to Emma Russell for a basket. Emma Russell, a 5'5" senior from Council Bluffs, Iowa. Again, these Bruins guarding tightly at the three-point line, but that usually doesn't stop most of these Mystics from unleashing from beyond the arc. As Stormer looking for something, a nice move to the basket, and Kennedy Stormer gets to the basket for another 2. Again, great to see her continuing to be aggressive after the headache and the suffocation defense she went through all of last night.
Yeah, absolutely. You're noting how the Bruins were guarding the three-point line. Well, that's just because all 5 Mystics were just standing beyond the arc, just waiting to get open. But the Bruins are playing a man-to-man defense, so if they can get the field or the court spread out like that, then that will open up some of those driving lanes for Stormer, who can win most of those one-on-one matchups.
And Kennedy Stormer, regardless of who you put under the basket, as Dakota unloads from 3 and hits. Again, these Mystics live and die by the three-pointer, and early on here, good to see a few fall for this Mystics offense. Again, Mystics back to man-to-man defense. Some good backdoor help. Unfortunately, Taylor Wharton finds a seam, gets the other side of the basket for a tough one, and for another basket for the Bruins. Kennedy Stormer not going to waste any time on this one, but off the mark. Rolls off the hands of Caroline Ellison, and the ball back into the Mystics' hands. Harper Harris lets one fly and cannot hit. Mystics come up empty from beyond the arc a few times.
It's a good look. Harper Harris kind of got lost in that defense a little bit with the defender's head turned. She'll take that every time, and not a bad shot for the Mystics, but a few of those open threes haven't gone down. They're shooting only 25% so far, but the looks have been there.
Great defense from Leah McPherson, going straight up, avoiding enough contact to draw a foul. Ball will stay with the Bruins. But again, some good defensive possessions for the Mystics in this first quarter.
Mohammed back in, who will be facing off against Natalie Dakota. What a pass there
nice
for the
pass
assist.
Down low. And Ellison gets another bucket. Kennedy Stormer sees a seam and wastes no time, coast to coast. She is fun to watch, and her motor does not stop.
Yeah, that right part of the rim, just going to the strong hand for the layups, that's been her shot all season. So if Bellevue can take that away, force her to drive to the other side, she's not quite as strong with the left hand. So we'll see if they make any sort of adjustment, as that driving lane has been open throughout this entire first quarter.
As Isaiah mentioned, a lot of these Mystics like to camp out beyond the arc and rotate the ball around. Kennedy Stormer, I would imagine she's going to take full advantage of that multiple times tonight and getting straight to the basket with her speed, her hesitation moves. Another nice defensive block. Mohammed there, just eating the board alive. And Zakaya Mohammed for 2 once again. Kennedy Stormer, bang! And as you can see, you give her 2 inches to work with and she's gonna take it again.
Yeah, these Mystics players don't need much space and they have quick releases to get it off. They usually don't have as much height as other teams, so that quick release is important, but man, she's on fire. 12 points for Stormer already in the first quarter, and Mohammed has 8 on the other end, both leading their teams.
And Russell gets to the basket for a very tough shot, finds enough contact, and will shoot 2 free throws. Off the back of the rim for the first one. And that ball she shot, I think, touched every bit of the rim except going down the net.
Yeah, Russell's
on the second.
A very strong three-point shooter, or free throw shooter. Shoots at around 86%, so a rare miss on that first one, but makes the correction.
Leah McPherson lets one fly off the back of the rim, and Mohammed there to get yet another rebound. She's kind of killed the Mystics down low here off the boards early. As we approach 30 seconds to go in this first quarter, tie ball game. But good one on our hands tonight. Mohammed puts one up. I thought that ball was going to somehow find the net, but doesn't. And here come the Mystics with just about 15 seconds remaining in this first quarter. Kennedy Stormer asking for the world to clear out here, see if she can find anything. A nice kick out to Aaliyah McPherson, and bang! A great way to end this quarter for the Mystics, as the Bruins were clearly not aware that the clock was winding down. They were in a hurry to get across court, but don't even get a shot off. So again, another good sight to see the Mystics getting a great three-point look to end the first quarter and take a lead as we go into the second quarter. Great hit for Aaliyah McPherson there at the end.
Too entertaining. Mystics to inbound, following another putt to win contest, which wasn't quite as close as last time, but they decided to move it back to the three-quarter court line. The half court was too easy.
Got 90-foot putts on a basketball court going on here. Unbelievable. You can make that putt. I don't even, where's the vacation? Holy, Bahamas?
Yeah.
Holy cow. I couldn't make that from the free throw line right here.
Oh, no way. That's insane.
The gentleman who made the putt last night was in his flip-flops and his beanie. He looked ready for a vacation somewhere warm.
He knew it. He was confident. And the best part about it was that the visiting Dakota State men's team was the most hyped about it. Right over by us. It was pretty electric.
Back into the action. Mystics with a three-point lead after a big three-pointer to end the first corner from McPherson. Nobody really guarding the ball here as the shot clock goes down to 10. Bruins can't really find anything. Lets one loose from 3. Kind of a dead ball off the back of the rim. But again, Mohammed is just eating stats alive here early on against the Mystics. A nice kick out from Stormer to Martindam and off the rim. And the three-point shooting, although they've hit some big ones tonight, just 4 of 12 from 3 the Mystics are early on here. Mohammed here again. Goodness gracious. She's just finding the ball, and her teammates just find a way to get the ball to her. And she'll go to the line for an opportunity at a three-point play. Mohammed already into double-digit points and 4 rebounds. Shoot, if the Mystics can stop her, they're in pretty good shape.
Yeah, Mohammed has been the beating heart of this offense. 12 points already, going for number 13, which is no good. But the Mystics just don't have a player who can go one-on-one against Mohammed very effectively. Kennedy Harder, their tallest player, might be able to manage, but doesn't usually get much playing time. So we'll see what the strategy is for guarding her, as it appears like Lawrence is back on her.
Joy Barron is the leading scorer for this Bruins team with 11 per game. She has no points yet in this game, but Zakaya Mohammed once again is making sure that situation's fine. She has 12 points, 4 rebounds already, 5 of 7 from the field, and with a 3-pointer. So even with Barron's absence thus far in this game, Mohammed making sure that stat sheet stays full. It's another offensive rebound. Mystics again, their defense isn't struggling. Mohammed's just making everything happen herself here. It's a shot fake to the basket, and the kick out as the shot clock dips to 2. And a ball out of bounds. We'll give it back to BSC.
Just a miscommunication on that play. Teammate coming into the paint. She thought they were staying out. But it looks like the Mystics have switched to a man-to-man defense, seeing if that might be more effective in limiting Mohammed. Everyone else they've been able to manage pretty well. Stormer posting up.
Didn't think we'd ever say that. McPherson again from 3. Cannot hit. Nia McPherson is, although she did have the big 3 at the end of the first quarter, just 1 of 5 from 3. She is never afraid to let one loose from behind the arc. Hopefully she can boost the percentage a little bit as this game goes on. Mystics just 4 of 14 from 3-point land to start here. Bellevue already with 14 rebounds tonight, courtesy of yet another one from Mohammed there. So it's another stat that's been hurting this BSC team early on here. And as Isaiah has alluded to, there's really no answer for Zakaya Mohammed yet, as Martindam lets one fly from 3, hits off the back of the backboard, side of the basket. Another 3-pointer let go from Drew Zuha. Again, kind of a 3-point shootout, but nobody can seem to make one. As the Bruins just 1 of 5 from 3. I've seen 23s and 5 makes. Yeah, someone must be capable somewhere.
The Bruins don't shoot a whole lot of 3s. They've shot 341 on the season, and by comparison, the Mystics have shot 526. So the Mystics send up quite a few per game, and Bellevue only when they're open.
Piper Harris with a beautiful floater down the lane, gets the Mystics back on the scoreboard. Again, this 3-point line clear out for the BSC defense opens up that lane quite often as long as nobody's posting up, and Piper Harris takes full advantage. Kind of that tough down the middle, kiss off the glass bucket. As Barron misses again from 3, and the 3-point struggles continue in this game. Dakota decides she's gonna try to get to the basket herself. Gets a little hip bump, and will draw the foul.
Very few fouls in this one. Still 2 fouls from each team in each quarter so far. It's been a relatively fast-paced game. Not a whole lot of contact down low.
Nice play, nice pass, and Piper Harris takes advantage of a great out-of-bounds set. That was set up beautifully. Let's see if the Mystics can get another defensive stop here. Bruins haven't been able to make a shot in a few possessions. And Natalie Dakota gets to the basket. Tough shot, but draws the contact. And we'll head to the free throw line.
What a sequence from Piper Harris. Draining the 3, going to the other end, swarming the ball off the dribble and getting a turnover. And now we've got free throws. What a sequence. Could be a 5-point swing.
Dakota hits on the first. Once again, that out-of-bounds play was as simple as you can make it, but the passes were beautifully created into a great 3-pointer from Piper Harris. It was also beautiful because it happened right in front of us, so we had a really good angle on it.
Oh, yeah. We don't get a whole lot of action in this corner of the court. People are scared of us, maybe. of your ability to influence certain events sometimes with your or with your words.
Other than the random people who stand in front of us and don't know we're back here. Kennedy Stormer looking for something. A nice kick out to Natalie Dakota. Poof! And another 3 for Dakota. And the Mystics are fired up as they grow this lead to 9 with 5:30 to go in the second quarter. A great run here by BSC.
Yeah, 11 straight points. 11-0 run, I do believe, for the Mystics. Incredible stuff. The threes are finally starting to fall. They've had these looks all game, and we know from the whole season just how capable this squad is of knocking them down, but the percentage just hasn't been there. It's slowly rising, though. It's up to 35.3%. They're 6 of 17, and for a comparison, Bellevue's only shot 6 threes, 1 of which has gone down. So this man-to-man defense has worked for the Mystics, kind of double-teaming the ball, getting some steals. That's where they were hurt so much against Dakota State. So ever since the first quarter, they've adapted well and started playing harder, tougher defense and been able to convert those into points.
And Zakaya Muhammad, again, a name that's killed BSC on both offensive and defense. She's been quiet for a few minutes, so maybe that is partly due to, again, some adjustments defensively for this Mystics team, but something has been working for the past couple of minutes, not just the three-point line, but Zakaya Muhammad had a flashy start to this game, has been quiet for a few minutes. She's already in double figures in this one with 6 rebounds, so well on her way to a double-double, but we'll see if BSC is able to sustain this level of play tonight as we get back into it. 5.5 remaining in this second quarter. You're seeing kind of a man-to-man with Lawrence kind of hanging out in the middle here. Piper Harris trying to cut off the pass, unable to. A kick-out three-pointer. And Taylor Wharton finally able to get the Bruins back in the three-point column. A wide-open look. Mystics putting 2 people down in the block. Not a familiar sight to see for this offense. Natalie Dakota trying to operate. A nice kick-out. Dakota trying to find something. And Kennedy Stormer's energy and speed picks up the foul. Draysani Kyles is guarding her and just has some questions for the official as to what the foul actually was there. I would just say it's hard to guard Kennedy Stormer anywhere was the foul.
Yeah, especially when she goes off the dribble like that.
Nice find.
Assist.
That window was open for about 0.8 seconds, and she got it there just in time as Dakota gets another basket. Again, this Mystics team, can they be consistent tonight? They do have a lead now with 4.5 to go here in the second quarter. Can they continue to do their thing? Has a nice defensive stand there for Natalie Dakota. And here comes Piper Harris looking for a nice pass down to Lawrence. A great around a defender pass from Piper Harris. And Lawrence with another bucket. As much chaos that was going on down low, I'm not sure how Piper Harris thought of that one, but nonetheless, a great play.
This has been the Piper Harris show, especially in the second quarter. She's been thriving in this man-to-man defense, getting steals, poking the ball away, and they're driving to the rim, body on the line, sacrificing everything for those 2. Just beautiful stuff.
Taylor Wharton gets to the bucket again. She's found herself some points early on tonight. And some more aggressive defense picks up another foul for the Bruins. We'll send Aaliyah McPherson to the line. Aaliyah might shoot free throws from behind the three-point line. She'd probably more comfortable back there.
She's got insane range. We saw earlier just post up from the logo. She'll shoot from anywhere if she has a few feet of space.
Aaliyah McPherson at the line. Once again, a Bismarck native, former Legacy Sabre. Hits on the first one.
She doesn't shoot that many free throws, but has not missed yet this season.
Again, big three-point shooter. Only 1 of 5 from three-point land, but A lot of Mystics helping out in the stats categories tonight, especially with a great defensive stand. Once again, we have not heard from Zakaya Mohammed in several minutes. Probably a good sign for Mystics fans. She kind of had a heyday in the first quarter herself. And she gets the ball down low and kicks it out. Trying to find some looks for her teammates. And Caroline Ellison gets to the lane and with a nice jumper. Kennedy Stormer looking for something. A nice kick out pass to Lawrence, and Lawrence finds another three-pointer at the top of the key. Again, as much of a post player as she is, she loves the three-point line just as much as all of her teammates do.
She loves the three-point line more. I mean, there is no doubt about it. Anytime she's open, she's taking the three. Wow, another offensive foul. So there must be some moving screens or something going on, but just a lot of wasted possessions for the Bruins so far.
Ashley Martindam and Harper Harris check back in. Another shout out to Willow City, North Dakota.
What's another place that we don't know of? Maybe we could get other people to come up and tell us more about this state.
Like I said, you talk about it on the broadcast, and somebody eventually is going to come talk to you about it. Learn something new every day. It's going to be my geography question to my fourth graders next week. Put Willow City. They can't even put Bismarck on some maps.
Oh,
so
no.
You can about imagine how Willow City is going to go.
Well, it would be close to the center of North America. So
yep, not wrong.
Just say that maybe they could figure it out.
Kennedy Stormer hits one.
Her first points in quite some time, actually. Scored 12 already, but all of those were in the first quarter.
In for the Bruins, number 4, Barron.
Number 4, Joy Barron back into the game. Once again, their leading scorer, but does not have any points yet in this one. She's 0 for 3 from the field, 0 of 1 from three-point land. Kind of surprising to see a leading scorer not have points yet, just about before halftime here.
Yeah, the Mystics really struggle against the star players of teams that can really put the team on their back. They haven't had a great answer for that. We've hardly seen any man-to-man defense from them this season, but that's been working so far. They've been able to get more double teams, clog those lanes a little bit more, and they've been having more success. I mean, in the previous game, that Tabor Teal, the star of Dakota State, torched them for 23 points and 12 rebounds, but they're starting to adjust pretty well to Zakaya Mohammed.
Number 21, Taylor Wharton gets to the free throw line, a 5'2" freshman from Papillion, Nebraska. Hopefully I'm saying that correctly. Zakaya Mohammed get the ball at the top of the key, and she's still been given a lot of space to work with from Lawrence. She thought about the three, but decided to get the ball to her teammates. There's Wharton at the free throw line for another one here, and hits.
Kennedy Harder now in the game, the 6'1" sophomore out of Driscoll, North Dakota. Do you know where Driscoll is?
I do.
Okay.
My wife's from a small town in North Dakota, so I'm not too bad with my small towns.
I see.
Work with a few people from some small towns. My mom's from a small town. I guess Willow City was just the outlier. As Kennedy Harder enters the game and immediately finds herself in the score column. Great find for Kennedy Harder there. She is a transfer from North Dakota State, former Bison. As the Bruins look to operate here, they've been really good at these kick-out shots. They're just struggling mightily from the three-point line. Just 2 of 8 here early on. They've had several wide-open looks, just haven't been able to capitalize.
Yeah, that's not their game. They were playing the game they want to play in the first quarter, but the Mystics have been taking that away from them, really collapsing inside and forcing them to take that three, which isn't their first shot. They can make them, but it's not typically what they prefer.
A nice move from Martindam. Kind of the Euro step there, but cannot finish. Great footwork. As the Bruins come back, and Coleman gets to the basket for 2. Her first points of the game. As Downhauer lets one fly off the front. Somebody, 5 people fighting for the ball. ends up in a jump ball, and the ball will stay with the Mystics. Downhauer with another nice three-point look there. Natalie Dakota, who's been great in this second quarter, checks back into the game. A 5'11" junior from St. John, North Dakota, a transfer from United Tribes here in town. Stormer being pushed around left and right. 45 seconds to go here in the second quarter. Shot clock to 5. Stormer's got to find something off the rim, and guess who? Zakaya Mohammed there to tip the ball around. Shot clock starts over here for the Bruins at 30, 5-second difference. Let's see what the Bruins decide to do offensively here. The slight difference in both clocks. I want to give the Mystics too much time to work with here. Again, they've been really good at these. Dribble, penetrate, and kick it out, but their three-point percentage is not resulting them in points. As Coleman gets back into the lane and picks up plenty of contact and will go to the free throw line. Again, a trouble that both BSC men's and women's teams have been having all season is tough foul calls at the ends of quarters and halves and shot clocks. There was still 14 seconds in the shot clock there, but not really what you want here as this second quarter nears an end. As Coleman misses on the first one. 18.3 here.
Coleman shoots at 72% from free throw. The team as a whole is around 70%.
Hits on the second one, and the Mystics will have 18 seconds to operate here. As the Bruins kind of went to a full court press, but BSC was fully used to that last night. I don't think you can make it any tougher than they dealt with 24 hours ago. Kennedy Stormer gets to the bucket and finds the contact that she's so good at offensively. And Kennedy Stormer back to the line with 5.3 to go. Such a smart basketball IQ and Stormer. Knew she couldn't fiddle around too much in that possession. Gets right to the basket. Hits her first one. And again, she does not shy away from contact. She kind of asks for it. And she's able to hit on both. We'll see if the Mystics can get a defensive stand here with just 5.3 to go. Kind of, again, a weakness that they've had this season is finishing out with no ticky-tack fouls, no three-pointers, coming out with full court press, not giving them any opportunity as the clock dies down. The Bruins, yet again, don't even get a shot off, which is, again, great to see from BSC. And we'll go to halftime with the Mystics with a 10-point lead. Great to see from this Mystics team tonight.
Absolutely. Nice defense from Piper Harris on that last possession, just not giving any opportunity to get a shot off. And that's what we've been seeing, tough defense from these Mystics, in addition to 49 points. They haven't scored 100 all year, but they're getting close to that number. And their first big win against Rocky Mountain, they managed 93. That's been the key, outscoring the opponents, because this team is lethal. They can go off at any time. So we will head to halftime, and we'll be back for a recap and see if the Mystics can close it out. They have a 10-point advantage. Bismarck State holds a 10-point advantage over the Bellevue Bruins. Very strong performance from the Mystics, especially in the points off of turnovers. As Bellevue's only had 6 turnovers, but BSC has made the most of them and has gotten 11 points off of turnovers. Also, BSC has missed no free throws so far, a perfect 10 out of 10, 6 of those from Kennedy Stormer.
Yeah, we're used to this BSC team lighting up from 3. They are 7 of 19 from 3, so nothing new there, but a lot of points. 16 of 33, which is actually almost identical to Bellevue's 16 of 34, but we're not used to seeing all these shots inside the arc from the Mystics, and they've been able to hit almost 50% of them, which has been super helpful. As Isaiah just mentioned, 10 of 10 from free throw land, and I mean, in a close 10-point basketball game, free throws down the stretch. Hopefully that 100%, hopefully I'm not jinxing it right now, but free throws down the stretch in close games, as any basketball fans know, is crucial. So, yes, the turnovers. Kennedy Stormer has 16 points. They already have 2 girls in double figures. Natalie Dakota kind of lit it up in the second quarter there, which is great to see. Stormer also with 5 assists. So you can see she's not just scoring, but she's getting the ball. She's not just a creator of her own shot. She's a really good creator of open looks for her teammates. So once again, BSC with a 10-point lead here at half. We'll see if these shooting percentages can continue. The consistency, when this BSC team has found those wins, it's been consistent to the finish line. They've done a really good job of closing out the game with those wins. We'll see what they do here in the third and fourth quarter.
Yeah, absolutely. Kennedy Stormer is, of course, the headliner for the Mystics whenever she's out there scoring 16 points and a half, but it's really been the team around her that's made it all work for them. I mean, Natalie Dakota coming off the bench, 10 points, no misses at all from the three-point line, from the free throw line. She's been cash from everywhere, just a huge boost. And then Piper Harris with a clutch 5 points and then hands-in-your-face defense, getting some assists in there. She's had a fantastic game, even if you don't see it directly in the scorer's column.
This Bellevue team has 17 rebounds tonight. Mohammed with 7 of those. She kind of destroyed the Mystics for about a 10-minute stretch there in the first half. So hopefully the Mystics can make some adjustments on how they're going to guard and box her out as she gets the ball here early at the free throw line. You can already see a different defensive mindset for the Mystics. Causes an early miss. Lawrence with the rebound, and here comes Piper Harris. The nice kick out to Martadam from 3. Rolls off the rim. Piper Harris, I think, thought she was tapping it out to a teammate, but there was no teammate there. So, ball back to the Bruins.
We heard Coach Harris growl, grab the ball. He just squeeze it. And if there's a teammate out there, perfectly fine, but any chance you get, squeeze that ball.
Again, Joy Barron of this team is their leading scorer, over about 11 points a game. She has none thus far. 0 of 4 from the field, 0 of 2 from the three-point line. So we'll see if Barron finds her way back in the stats columns here tonight. As here comes the Mystics offense, and Kennedy Stormer not wasting any time. Guiding herself to the basket for another one. Stormer with 18.
That's been her game all season, all game, the first quarter especially, coming out guns a-blazing with 12 points, following that up with 4 in the second quarter. That's been open all time, all the game, and especially off of that right side, she might go for it again.
Bellevue, as Isaiah mentioned, not a big three-point shooting team. They are 2 of 11 from three-point line, and a lot of those looks have been pretty good looks. It's not like they've been contested shots. Massive struggles from 3. As McPherson from three-point land again. And a good start to this third quarter for the Mystics, both offensively and defensively.
Yeah, this forces a timeout from Coach James Benford. As I mentioned earlier, the interim head coach for this team took over in November after serving 9 seasons as the assistant coach. But Bellevue still looking to see who's the next guy for their program, or gal. Coach Benford played basketball at Bellevue and started coaching in 2003. So he has a lot of experience that he's bringing to this team, trying to figure it out at the helm for the first time, but obviously put a lot into this program over the years, and first time being the head man, figuring out how to attack this conference, because Bellevue itself actually is new to this Frontier Conference, much like the Mystics, and the Bruins had a lot of success in their previous conference, but since moving to the Frontier, it's been an adjustment. The men's team has been phenomenal. They're 14-2, but the women's team's still trying to get their feet under them in this season, and a very similar story to the Mystics, who have joined an entirely different conference, going from 2-year at the NJCAA to the NAIA, and they've shown that they can compete. I mean, especially at home, they've been as formidable as anyone in the conference.
Keep talking about the Mystics shooting tonight. Already with 2 girls in double figures, Aliana Lawrence and McPherson with 9 and 8. We'll hopefully soon get there. You can see the points being spread out once again tonight for BSC. As Barron gets the basket, highly contested shot, but Mohammed there to clean it up. And a steal off of a careless pass. And 4 points right off the bat out of this turnover. Some lazy pass from the Mystics. Hopefully they can get something going offensively here. Martindam with a really nice shot fake in one of her favorite spots and takes advantage. Mohammed's over pursuit, and Ashley gets the basket for another one. Kind of the benefit of everyone knowing where your favorite spot is. The pump fake and go.
She has a very high three-point percentage, so the other team has to respect it, but got Mohammed just leaning a little bit too much, and she is money inside 5 feet.
Draysani Kyles gets the basket for another one, a 5'8" junior from Moreno Valley, California. Also with the rebound here. And the Bruins coming out aggressively, offensively after that timeout. Barron kind of looking for a foul. She got some contact from Piper Harris. No foul called. Ball goes out of bounds, but will stay with the Bruins. Again, leading scorer, Joy Barron with none thus far. Mohammed lets one go from 3 with plenty of space and hits again. Again,
wow.
Lauren's giving her a lot of room to work with, and she says, I'll just take this one myself. Again, BSC needs some answers here offensively after a great start to this third quarter, but pretty well timed out timeout there for the Bruins as they've looked pretty good for a couple minutes.
Yeah, that scouting report on Mohammed, I'm sure, is just give her that three-pointer, but she's 2 for 2. Those 2 times she's been left open, she's let it fly.
A nice pass and find down to Mohammed. Cannot finish at the basket, but will get fouled. Again, this Bruins team came out of that timeout with some energy here. I think the Mystics are a little caught off guard. So Mohammed will go to the line for some free throws. Downhauer's going to check into the game for Ashley Martindam here. Downhauer, another Legacy Saver product, along with McPherson. I would say another three-point threat, but who on this team isn't?
Not much of a distinction, exactly. It's kind of a prerequisite to be on this team.
I think that's what their practices are. They just stand at the arc, find a spot, and let her fly. Although we keep talking about their field goal percentage tonight, so their practices must have looked different this week.
Yeah, but this lead has shrunk down to 6.
McPherson Downhauer, sorry, with kind of one of the toughest shots in basketball, 2 feet in front of the line. And again, here comes the Bruins offense looking to operate. Instead of a three-point play opportunity, Kyles gets the basket, but takes a few too many steps. Travel called. And here comes the full court press. I don't think Kennedy Stormer will have too much. She might just go to the basket herself. Kicks it out to Downhauer off the rim. And a very, very quick offensive possession that Coach Harris is not thrilled about. Again, as Isaiah just mentioned, that nice lead and a lot of momentum and energy has almost disintegrated here with 6 minutes left in the third quarter. Mystics needing a couple defensive stops here. Get some momentum back. Nice back cut, but completely shut down by Downhauer. Mohammed looking for the basket. Gets some contact from Natalie Dakota, and we'll go to the line for a three-point play. And this lead could once again be cut down to 3 here in a moment.
They were able to largely keep an eye on Mohammed throughout that second quarter, but she's come back and just played ferociously, getting all those offensive rebounds, getting to the line too, and converting on some of those free throws.
A nice box out from Downhauer. Joy Behrens finds a foul. Zakiya Mohammed with 21 points, 8 rebounds, likely well on her way to a double-double here. Next closest are Wharton with 9 and Ellison and Kyles with 8. And Emma Russell checks back into the game. She's been kind of a sneaky points getter for the Bruins tonight. Joy Behrens is collapsed on by the defense. Russell lets one go, but Mohammed there to clean it up again and somehow finds another bucket. There's no answer for Zakiya Mohammed tonight. This lead down to 2. Kennedy Stormer lets one go from 3, and that ball, again, hits everything on the basket but the net. And Harris not thrilled about their boxing out and rebounding lately. Downhauer will take it out of bounds. Like I said, Muhammad was lighting it up and then went quiet for a few minutes, and she has made another appearance in this one. Natalie Dakota gets the basket, but just short. And this lead crumbling again. A nice cut from Barron, tipped out of bounds by McPherson. Draysani Kyles comes back into the game. A media timeout with just under 5 to go here. This lead again shrunken down to 2. We'll see if the Mystics can hold on tonight.
Mystics' advantage, which was just minutes ago at 13, has diminished all the way down to 2, and Bellevue has the opportunity to eliminate it completely. Bellevue on an 11-0 run. The Mystics have no answers for Mohammed right now, who has 23 points through 2.5 quarters.
Caroline Ellison gets the basket again. She was trying to get the ball to Mohammed, I think, and Mystics basically put a fence around her. But Ellison nonetheless gets the basket, and another turnover for BSC as this game is tied. Stick with us later tonight, 7 o'clock. Bellevue and BSC men will go at it. I feel like every Bellevue player that walks by, there's some serious size and physicality on this team.
Yeah, absolutely. That team, what they've been able to do has been amazing. They're not even in the top 25. They're starting to receive votes, but just kind of a sleeper team coming off a losing season, but really showing amazing grit and rising to the top of the Frontier Conference.
Draysani Kyles takes a shot right around the free throw line and will pick up a foul. Piper Harris with the shooting foul. And Kyles to the line for some free throws. The back of the rim. And this game stays tied momentarily. Again, this Bellevue men's team comes in tonight. Tonight at 7, at 14-2 overall. And again, based on some of their players walking around the gym right now, there's some size on this team coming in tonight.
Well, Bellevue's managed to reclaim the lead. The Mystics had firm control for quite a while, but just shows how quickly a lead can disappear.
Yes, these kind of, they look uncomfortable offensively, like they kind of have gone away from what they're good at. As Aaliyah lets one go from 3 again, and just off the front, not enough on that one. Ball goes out of bounds, but will stay with the Mystics. And they're moving the ball around okay, but not a ton of shot opportunities, and just kind of uncomfortable as this lead has disappeared. Hopefully Kennedy Stormer can create something here, something she's great at. Just not a lot of movement from players around as the shot clock down to 10. Piper Harris looking for something, gets a clear shot to the basket and finishes. Just what this BSC team needed. A nice drive to the basket from Harris as the Mystics reclaim the lead here with 3.5 to go in the third.
When they've needed a play, Piper Harris has been there, and no bigger one there, snapping that massive run of Bellevue, getting the Mystics back into the lead. But now we've got a tight game.
There you go. I touched the basket. But even that offensive possession for BSC, that's what worked so well with them in the first half, is spreading out, showing your three-point offense, if you will, opening that lane slowly, and somebody goes to the basket hard, and Piper Harris takes advantage. Hopefully a defensive stop is upon us here, as they're not giving Muhammad anything as Lawrence gets called. Lawrence and Muhammad are, they might put football pads here in a few moments. Muhammad goes to the free throw line. Again with 23 points here tonight, 9 rebounds.
That is the 5th foul on the Mystics, so Bellevue will be shooting 2 for the last 3 minutes of this 3rd quarter.
Mohammed hits both, and the Bruins retake the lead here with 3 to go in the 3rd quarter. Again, oh, Kennedy Stormer sees something, and she's just gonna go.
Wow.
And the ball whirls its way down the net. Another great play from Kennedy Stormer. Another missed 3 from the Bruins. But the Mystics can take control here. A great pass ahead. Harper Harris from 3. Off the front of the rim, but her sister there to clean it up. Piper Harris in the right place at the right time will get another basket. Piper Harris almost to double digits in points after that one. Mystics could soon have 5 girls in double figures. Already have Stormer with 20, Dakota with 10, Piper Harris, Lawrence, and McPherson knocking on the door.
Fouls are starting to become an issue for the Mystics now. Lawrence, still playing, has 3 fouls. Piper Harris and Natalie Dakota also have 2. That was the first foul on McPherson.
Ellis into the line here. The back of the rim. Bellevue shooting 10 of 16 from free throw. BSC, as we mentioned, 10 of 10 at halftime, have not shot a free throw in the second half. Kind of gone away from that aggressiveness to the basket. The Stormer looking for something. They're guarding Kennedy Stormer a lot tighter as she lets one go from 3 and misses just about everything. Coach Jason Harris not happy with that possession. Stormer was just not really sure what she wanted to do there. Took a chance at the 3-point line. And the Bruins get the ball back. Mohammed kind of in an unfamiliar place at the top of the key here. She's gonna post up. They do have a few good looks here, but BSC with some good defense down low as the shot clock gets to 7. And a great defensive stand creates another turnover. We mentioned the turnovers, not a huge issue for Bellevue tonight, but the Mystics have turned those into some points. Hopefully that trend continues as Aaliyah lets one go from 3. And again, off the back of the rim. Harper Harris gets it out. Lawrence from 3, off the front of the rim. And the current 3-point issues for the Mystics. Shooting just 8 of 28 from 3-point land tonight, which is not uncommon for a team that lets it go whenever the opportunity arises. Somehow, Mohammed comes up with that rebound, surrounded by Mystics. And a jump ball called. The ball will go back to the Mystics. I do not know how she got that rebound. As we approach 1 minute to go here in the 3rd quarter, once again, curious to see how the Mystics finish out the clock here as we go to the 4th. Piper Harris, aggressive to the basket, picks up the foul.
Fouls on the Bruins, number 23, Zuha.
Drew Zuha, 5'6" sophomore from La Vista, Nebraska, picks up the foul. A little too close for comfort on Piper Harris. It's kind of the only way to effectively guard her as Kennedy gets to the basket but cannot finish. 45 seconds to go. Mystics with a 3-point lead. Would imagine they'll involve Mohammed here in some form or fashion. So they're gonna use some of this clock here. Kyles puts her nose down. There's a few pivot steps. The officials say that she took too many. Has a nice conversation with the official there, clarifies some things. And the Mystics go with the ball. 1 second difference between game clock and shot clock. Hopefully the Mystics can finish this quarter strong with some points. Find a good shot, have a good possession. You got plenty of time to work with. 15 seconds remain. Nobody in motion. Looks like they're going to use the whole thing. A nice cut from Stormer. 5 seconds to go. Lawrence is going to have to let one go. And off the back of the rim. Wasn't a whole lot of open look opportunities there. And we will go to the fourth quarter. Mystics with a 3-point lead. Can they finish off a game is the question. Somebody got extra points. Oh.
Bismarck State up 3, we believe, going into this fourth quarter. Bellevue to inbound.
Yeah, StatCast gave him an extra 2 points. We'll see.
StatCast.
We'll see what happens here. As Zuha unloads from 3, unable to hit, and a little skirmish down low, and here comes Piper Harris. Piper Harris lets go from 3, and bang! A big 3 to start off this fourth quarter from Piper Harris. The lead grows to 6 here. Once again, Mystics needing some big defensive stands and some good looks offensively here to finish this game out.
Piper Harris is just refusing to let her team lose this game.
They are swarming Mohammed. And the benefit is a jump ball. Ball back to the Mystics. Mohammed did have a few girls on the opposite side open from 3, but there was no passing lane because she was boxed in by 3 Mystics defensively. Somehow does not result in a foul and a jump ball back to the Mystics.
Yeah, we've seen them struggle at guarding her, especially in the first and third quarters. So we'll see what their answer is, because beyond her, the rest of Bellevue, no one else has double-digit scoring. They've been able to keep fairly consistent defense.
Tough pass from Piper Harris and another Mystics turnover. Barron again the leading scorer and picks up the charge call. Lawrence with a few very nice defensive plays to start this fourth quarter. And the ball will go back to the Mystics. I will say the Mystics offensive strategy that last possession, Kennedy Stormer passed up a pretty nice look from 3. So maybe trying to use a little bit of clock here as they get into the fourth quarter and find maybe a better look, but we go offensively for BSC. Kennedy Stormer down low on the block working with Lawrence as she lets one go from 3. Cannot hit. Piper Harris everywhere. Unfortunately cannot come up with the rebound, and here comes Kyles. Lawrence is all over Barron down low. Lawrence picks up the foul. I'm telling you, you might need some football gear to be guarded by Lawrence tonight. Holy smokes.
That is her 4th foul, so she will exit the game in favor of Ashley Martindam. But looks like Mohammed is also on the bench for the Bruins, so smaller lineup and heading into the 4th.
Off the ball, away from the ball foul on the Bruins again. Had several of those in the first quarter, and a couple here down the stretch could pay its dues on the scoreboard. As Martindam is going to bring the ball up here. Again, Lawrence takes a seat with those fouls. Martindam absorbs some contact, no foul. Some swing around to Stormer. And again, off the mark. Piper Harris, the energy bunny right now. Holy smokes. Martindam looking for something. Aaliyah McPherson into the lane, which is definitely not her comfort zone. Stormer trying to look for something as the shot clock goes to 5. And Kennedy Stormer finishes at the bucket and will go to the line for a 3-point play. Great time for that as the shot clock was down to 4. These are the exact offensive possessions the Mystics need here down the stretch to finish this one out.
Man, huge time. Deep into the shot clock. I'm talking about her driving to the right side of the basket. She's just proving me that she can do it from both sides. A huge left-handed layup in the 3rd, and right there getting it done with the and 1. Man, such special talent penetrating to the rim like that.
Stormer with 23 now, I believe. So a great night for her. I would imagine we'll see a little more of her here in the last 7.5. As Kyles gets a really nice look down the lane, but cannot finish. Offensive rebound to the Bruins. Jason Harris asking for a travel, some happy feet there. Bruins off the mark on a 3, and here comes BSC with a 9-point lead. A nice look down low. Piper Harris down in the block, not really a common sight to see. And kind of, again, a good idea offensively, but a tough pass causes another turnover. Mystics with 3 in double figures now with Lawrence and McPherson again knocking at the door. Good to see several girls as a pass intercepted by McPherson, and here comes Piper Harris. Great find to Stormer, and Kennedy finishes a beautiful assist from Piper Harris. Jason Harris coaching defense from across the court. His simple advice was shuffle. Not happy with the ticky-tack defensive fouls here as Barron, again, averaging 11 points a game for this team, finally gets herself in the score column with 6.5 here to go. As Martindam gets the basket and gets a slap on the wrist from Mohammed, and she'll go to the line.
Second time that Martindam has beaten Mohammed out of that corner. Shot fake in the corner, driven to the bucket. This time she draws contact.
I believe these will just be the second and third free throws for the Mystics here in the second half of this one. As Martindam hits on the first. And I'm not going to note any other percentages and get the commentator jinx.
I'm fine doing it, though. The Mystics have not missed any free throws. They're 11 of 11.
Oh, there
and
you go.
12 of 12. I have no fear.
My superstitions kick in at the worst times, or maybe the best times.
The best times.
Mystics looking for another defensive stop here as Kyles lets one go. And they are just 3 of 17 from three-point land. So at this point, maybe the Mystics are begging them to shoot from 3. Stormer in and out. Cannot hit one herself. Again, Bellevue, 17% from 3 tonight. They've had many good looks, just have not capitalized on many of them. So again, maybe a defensive strategy for the BSC tonight is just let them shoot them and let the game play out.
Well, yeah, I mean, given that they've made 3 out of 17, 2 of those from Mohammed, not typically your three-point shooter. Wharton and Mohammed, the only 2 Bruins to connect on a three-pointer so far.
Some collapsing defense on Mohammed. She finds Barons for a bucket. Barons up to 4 points now. And we'll see what BSC does here as we approach 5.5 to go. A wide open lane for Martindam. Cannot get fully to the basket, but picks up a foul and will go to the line. And I'll let Isaiah talk about free throw percentages.
Yeah, it's been really impressive how the Mystics have been able to stay so consistent at the line. Martindam, a 68% free throw shooter. Her and Stormer, who shoots at around 76%, have been giving them the majority of their points from the line, and that's really where the difference has been in this game. Bellevue's shot more free throws, but their percentage is much worse at 58.8%. Oh, there it is. I talked too much.
As we mentioned at halftime, starting this game 10 of 10 from the free throw line could pay its due as down the stretch of this one as just a 10-point game with 5.5. And any basketball fan knows a 10-point game in a college basketball game may not last very long as we get a timeout called by Coach Jason Harris with 5:18 remaining. BSC clinging to a 10-point lead here down the stretch.
BSC, having been outscored by 7 in the third quarter, have roared back to an 11-4 run in the first half of this fourth quarter, looking to get it done and close out their third win and bring their home winning percentage back to 500.
Bruins only shooting 17% from three and about 58% from the free throw line tonight. With that field goal percentage, what's keeping this Bruins team in the game? As Piper Harris drives the line and finds enough contact to get back to the free throw line. Muhammad just kind of chuckles about that one. Kind of the wrong place at the wrong time. And again, we'll keep an eye on this Mystics free throw percentage down the, oh, I'll stop talking.
I thought you weren't going to talk about free throws.
I know, I should have just handed it off to you. Piper Harris, 1 of 2 from the line. Mystics still 14 of 16 from the free throw line. Again, down the stretch here, could make a big difference. Looking for a defensive stop again here as we go under 5 minutes to go. Again, building a fence around all these Bruins down low, but Behrens gets the bucket for 2. Piper Harris aggressive with the basket. Martindam with an open look. And hits the bottom of the net, and the ball will go back to the Bruins. Goodness. Shots down low. What's keeping this Bruins team in the game? As we mentioned, most of their three-pointers have come from their post. Even though Mohammed has kind of hurt this BSC team in every way she possibly could. Has a tough ball up in the air. Foul called on the Mystics.
Number 1, Piper Harris, her third.
Coach Jason Harris a little frustrated about that one. And the Bruins will set up under the basket. Get the ball into Behrens, and swing it around. Behrens will draw a pick. And the Mystics doing a good job double teaming, but not leaving a bunch of people wide open. Kind of an issue they were having last night against Dakota State. Shot clock to 3. Can they find anything? Kyles gets to the basket, but does not finish at the rim. And here comes Piper Harris. Piper Harris, before too many steps, which was caused by contact, picks up the defensive foul. I was very curious if a travel would be called there, but fortunately, contact caused a few too many steps, and Piper Harris will go to the line for some free throws.
Yeah, Bellevue sent over a second player to try and double team Piper, so she just races the sideline all the way down the court and is able to stop just in time to draw that contact.
Another big free throw here from Piper Harris grows this lead to 10 with just under 4 to go. So again, Mystics needing to finish this one out on both sides of the court.
Number 5, Ellison.
Caroline Ellison back into the game. Ellison, the second leading scorer tonight behind Mohammed with 10, 4 rebounds. We'll see what the Bruins' plan is offensively here as Mohammed comes to the top of the key. She's been just about everywhere for this Bruins team. A nice drive and a nice move. She kind of figured out that they were going to double team her to the top, and she spun the opposite direction. Very smart basketball move, and she'll go to the line for a three-point play.
She continues to just tear the Mystics apart, well beyond doubling her season average and getting close to triple at 27 points so far in this contest.
If she would have spun towards the top of the key, it might have resulted in a turnover, and instead it results in a three-point play. Very smart play from Zakaya there. As Piper Harris, again, picks up another foul and another benefit. She goes straight to the free throw line.
She's now got 15 points in this one, averages 3.8 per game. Absolute breakout game for her on all aspects of the court, but free throws is going to be a huge contribution from her down the stretch. She's 3 of 4 so far with the opportunity to shoot 2 more.
Piper Harris, a 5'4" junior from Mandan, North Dakota. As much as Kennedy Stormer can take games over, Piper has been a great ball handler for this BSC team. Just about as aggressive as Kennedy Stormer is to the basket. As Russell unloads from three, but unable to hit as we near 3 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. See if the Mystics can hold on to this lead to the finish line as Piper's looking for something. Kind of surprised Lawrence didn't think about the three-pointer there, but they're probably trying to milk some clock here as Piper gets to the basket. She just finds a way to find contact under the basket. She's a 5'4" player and definitely doesn't shy away from contact. Again, as Isaiah mentioned, some Piper Harris free throws could be huge here in the last 3 minutes of this one. Hits on the first one. She's up to 5 of 8 from free throw. As the Mystics hold a 10-point lead as we dip under 3 minutes to go. A nice kick-out pass. Three-pointer from Coleman off of everything. A nice save by Zuha. And she threw it at the correct angle to keep it away from Piper Harris. Shot clock down to 6, and the Bruins aren't even going to get a shot off here. Zuha throws up a prayer, but BSC there to defend it. And the Mystics will look for some more points, maybe some contact to get back to that free throw line. Of course, they're going to try to milk some clock here. Lawrence lets go of a three. He took one too many steps at the top of the key. Jason Harris pointing to his head of, think about the clock here. We don't need quick threes. They're not a whole lot of benefit to us right now. So you can see what the offensive strategy is going to be here for the Mystics in these last 2 minutes. Use clock, and get some defensive stops. So nice flash to the basket from Coleman here. Gets the ball. We'll see if Dakota can defend it. And another charge called. Dakota absorbs some contact, sets her feet. And Coleman charged with the charge call. Dakota's had a lot of nice defensive stands here.
Yeah, she's had a great game. Still hasn't missed a shot. Been smart about when she takes them. Still that 10 points. I guess missed one shot, I suppose, but been nearly perfect in this game. And of course, stay with us for the men's game starting at 7. The Bellevue Bruins and the Bismarck State Mystics. The top versus the bottom of the Frontier Conference standings currently.
BSC with a really nice press break there. It's always good to see players not panic when they're double teamed in a corner, but again, compared to last night, I think BSC could handle just about anything tonight. A timeout from Jason Harris as the shot clock down to 6 with 1:32 remaining here. Mystics holding on to this 10-point lead.
30-second timeout called by the Mystics.
Yeah, we'll keep it here as there's 1.5 minutes remaining after Bellevue finishes play today and the men complete their game. Bellevue will return home to face Montana Western and Montana Tech before going on the road for a few weeks. And that first game will be against number 4, Dakota State. On the other end, the women of BSC will travel to Valley City State and Mayville State next weekend, and then we'll be back here on Thursday, the 22nd, and 2 more games here, the 30th and the 31st versus Providence and Montana State University Northern.
These Mystic women tonight have shared the ball well in the points column. Storm with 25, Piper Harris 17, Dakota 10. And speaking of which, a long 2 from Natalie Dakota. As we again dip about 1:20 here. Mystics with a 12-point lead. As I mentioned before, we have 3 Mystics tonight in double figures as Mohammed hits another 3-pointer.
Incredible. What a game for Mohammed.
Just unreal. 28 points, 10 rebounds.
She'd only shot 9 3-pointers entering this game with a 22% from 3. She's 3 of 3 in this game in addition to 22 other points.
She's 3 of their 4 threes.
That's just insane. 31 points, about tripling her season average. Throw on top, 5 rebounds, 1 assist, or 10 rebounds, 2 assists. So she has a double-double, or a triple-double, I guess.
I will say she's gotten a lot of good looks.
Yeah.
Mystics have kind of just let her do her thing at the three-point line. I don't blame them if she's only shot 9 this year, but she's taking full advantage of the one she's been given.
Yeah, just amazing. And of course, Kennedy Stormer on the other end with 25 and Piper Harris right behind with 17. Those two really pacing the Mystics right now.
I don't want to say 10 rebounds is nothing, but it feels like Mohammed has a whole lot more than 10 rebounds tonight. So when we watch those NBA games and they have 26 rebounds, I can't imagine what witnessing that is like. As Piper kicks it out, but as you can see, Mystics looking to burn some clock here as we near 1 minute remaining in this one. Kennedy Stormer burning some clock at the top, not giving a whole lot of space, which might play to her benefit as she gets to the basket and that ball rolls all the way around the rim. So they were able to burn some clock, get this clock down to 50.2. Kennedy gets about the best look she could have asked for, but unable to finish on that one. And the Mystics will look for another defensive stop down the stretch here. Bruins wasting no time to get to the basket, but cannot finish. Natalie Dakota with another rebound. 35 seconds to go. As the Bruins might look to foul here, Piper Harris going to be the one to head to the line for some free throws. 33 seconds remaining. Piper Harris will shoot 2. Again, I won't mention any free throw percentages, but it doesn't look like she needs my voice too much. She has to be exhausted, so free throws when you're trying to catch your breath at the same time can't be the easiest task.
Plus, she doesn't waste any time with the line, too. It's just dribble and fire it up there.
30 seconds to go. Mystics with a 10-point lead, looking for another defensive stop. Again, not giving Mohammed any space to work with. Mohammed finding Russell down the lane. And Russell will go to the line for some free throws. Kind of not what you want is points while the clock doesn't move, but 18.6 nonetheless. And Russell hits on the first one. Bruins on the flip side of BSC shooting 80% from free throw tonight. Bruins just wait for this one to go. 12 of 19 from the free throw line. So there's kind of your difference in this ball game in a sense. The free throw line. 12 to go in this one, and the Bruins not gonna foul here. And the Mystics are gonna pick up another big conference win behind scoring from many players. A great showing from many Mystics women tonight, and they are gonna hold on for an 8-point win over a Bellevue Bruins team.
Absolutely huge win for the Mystics, continuing to prove that the NAIA is no big deal for them. Coach Jason Harris collecting his 3rd win of this season, and 3 at home. This team facing some of the top-ranked teams in the nation and playing very, very good basketball. Kennedy Stormer, as always, excellent. 8 of 16 from the field, 25 points without any missed free throws. Piper Harris, 5 of 7 from the field with 18, and Natalie Dakota with 12. Those 3 headlining our scoring. And I should throw in that Piper Harris also had 8 rebounds in this one. At 5'4", that just tells you how much of a motor she has, as Kyler would say. And they weathered the incredible night from Zakia Mohammed with 31 points, 3 of 3 from the three-point line, and 6 of 8 from the free throw line. A triple-double from her, so absolutely breakout night for her. The men start to practice, and we will be back for that game in just a few minutes, so stay tuned. The men will be facing the Bellevue Bruins.